And welcome to the next part of the video. And let's not waste any time and let's get back onto it. So I will see you in a moment. This is going just beautifully. We're dead on track, dead on course. She's just operating lovely. What's our torque? That's what I wanted to know. That should be about 168, 164, 162, 162. Should be up a bit more than that. That's better. Now, to get the best economy, you really want to be sticking to the numbers. If you don't know, show you that are listed here on the clipboard. So we're on cruise, so we should be on 40 manifold pressure, 2100 RPM, and with auto lean, and that will give us 168 PSI. So I'm going to get a little bit more. So there we go, now we've got it. And assuming you don't have any other problems, then that will earn you about, in your career mode, around $1 something an hour. If you're using period economy. If you're using the modern style economy, then it'll be about $16 a cat. Now, in other words, modern money or period money. I should bring you my dinner, I'm hungry. Got the heat going, you don't have a ground blower on. I guess that's for the ground. Dilution, we don't need oil dilution. I've got to keep checking his pressurizations. I was at 18,000 feet one day on this, and then Heidi pops up and said everybody's getting lightheaded, and it turned out he had the pressurization set to 12,000 feet. I like the fact that the fire system all works in the B-17 and in this. I'm not sure if it works in things like the Spitfire, the B-47 and the Mustang and the Corsair. I've got all of those. In fact, I've got all of the A2A planes, except the Heinkel, as I said earlier. Really looking forward to that Cessna. Got a job for that Cessna with my air hauler. If you're not seeing air hauler, then you should probably have a look at it. It'll give you a good reason to fly if you're looking for something to do with flight sim. It's a good program. It's a lot better than Cargo Pilot, that's for sure, and it will allow you to run a company and just carting freight wherever you want. You can open bases, as many bases as you can afford. Hire pilots, AI pilots, and they will fly your flights for you. And they will also appear in the game. So if you're flying along carrying freight, then if your pilots are flying at the time, then you will see them if you happen to get close to them. And you can also invest money in the stock market. You can buy and sell planes, or lease planes, damaged planes. It's good fun. But if you get that program, then that's done by it's sold by Just Flight, I think. If you get that program, then I would urge you to sell the 172 because that's the plane that you start with. You start with a 172, so the best thing to do is sell that and lease a caravan, because it carries a good load. With a caravan, you're making somewhere between 7 and up to about 25,000 a trip. 7 to 25,000, but with the Cessna, you're making between 500 and 1,000. So it's going to take you a long time to build up an airline. There's a odd network of roads down there. So it's still tracking nicely. What's our distance to Taylor Bend? 76 miles. 7,400 feet. I'm happy with that. This is so flat. Australia is an incredibly flat country. In fact, in thousands and thousands of years ago, this was all in an inland sea. Well, not really an inland sea. The sea came in here. Came in 500-600 miles inland from that direction over there. Consumed up a massive area of what would be new land one day, which is now. Let's see, what's the temperature outside? It's about 14 degrees by the look of it. So, let's see, we're at 7,400 feet. The temperature drops 2 degrees per 1,000 feet, so that's 14 degrees. Yeah, 14 degrees. So 14 plus 14, that's 28 degrees on the ground. An amazing engine there. There's actually 4 radial engines in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 behind each other. If you've read the manual, you'll see that it's amazing how complex they were. No wonder they kept crashing.
Alpha Papa. Contact Melbourne Center on 125.3.
Okie dokie.
125.3. Going Echo Alpha Papa. Melbourne Center. Going Echo Alpha Papa with you.
Boeing Echo Alpha Papa. Melbourne.
Roger.
33 ground speed.
1007.
Thank you. Yep, 203, so we've got a nice tailwind here, which is really good. To the left of the GPS track, but that's not a problem because I'm not following that. Just paralleling at the moment. Something else could do with just a little tweak to go to the right 5 degrees. Right with the handle, I mean. It's really odd that when they built this aircraft in real life, damn it, go back. That's it. It's really odd that when they built this plane in real life, that they did it opposite, you know, push it right to go left and left to go right. You know, obviously A2A has recreated exactly the way it is in real life for this aircraft, but it's... Why wouldn't you do it the other way around? It would be more logical and intuitive. It's really odd. So after we get to Thailand Bend, we will be going to actually we haven't got that flight planned in. I will fix that right now. We will be going to Stonefield NDB. Actually we are not going to be... Oops, go away. We're not going to be using that one. Oops. S. Stonefield. That's what we want. LDB. Accept. We'll delete AD because that's the Adelaide VOR. We won't be using that because we'll be using the IMS. And that's wrong. That should be deleted. It's the wrong position. It needs to be there. Stonefield. Stonefield. There we go. ADB. There we go. That's got it. So you see here what that means. So now we're going to be, instead of doing straight through to here, instead of going straight through to Adelaide, we're going to go out here to Stonefield and then come back in. And the reason is with this aircraft, I like to have a nice period of time where I can just get the approach all set up nicely. Whereas Modbury is the final approach fix, and yeah, Modbury here is the final approach fix into Adelaide. So we'll do a procedure in through this Modbury. Well, it depends when we get to Thailand Bend, what the ATIS says for Adelaide. Speaking of which, let's get the frequency of that, 134.5. Put it into COM2. Give me 3.4. Now what we're going to do is click the both and get the ATIS when we want it. So if you click this switch, if you don't know, you click this switch, and that enables both radios, so you can listen to both at the same time. Although I usually detune this one, so I don't get interrupted during it. The ATIS doesn't get interrupted. just a little bit off this track. That doesn't matter. Using the GPS to navigate. If you've wondered, this means VLOC means navigating by VOR. If you set it to GPS, then it's navigating by GPS, but this aircraft completely ignores that, and so it won't even pay attention to that, so we're using VORs. We will be shooting the ILS into Adelaide. I'm hoping for runway 23. I hope we get that. Let's take a look outside. If you don't know, these are the cowl flaps. I'm sure you know that. And the intercooler flaps are right there. I was just thinking, yeah, I don't think Scott would ever do it, but have one of these pilots picking their nose. That'd be funny. Yeah, this skin came off the A2A forums. I'm not too sure who did it. Possibly Ant, I don't know. He does a lot of skins. This aircraft was never used by Qantas. She's a beautiful plane. Drifted a little bit this way, just a little bit. There we go. A little bit the other way. Not quite. There we go. That's better. You know, I haven't heard him messing with any of those switches for quite a while. Everything's running properly. One thing you might not know, these engines will use, someone who's more serious about it would know this because they would have read all the manual. These oil quantities, they will get used as you, particularly on a long trip, they will get used. and this tank here contains a supply of oil, so you can set this to, hang on a second. Oh, my engineer's not doing his job. So you can set these to whichever engine is a bit low and use the pump here to add some more oil in. So why is he not doing anything?
Back to you, sir. Okay, Captain.
I should not be able to change those if he's doing his job. Hang on, let's flip it and see if he turns it back. No, he's not. Now I'm going to have to keep an eye on that because he's not doing his job. See, at the moment he's pumping fuel because he's got these set to manifold to engine, so he's pumping fuel. This one's actually off. No, it's not. It's manifold to engine. Don't fucking scare me. Excuse the French there. Yeah, but everything's still okay. They're all 77, 77, 77, 77, 212, 223, 220, 220. Carber's all the same. Yeah, we're slightly off course again. Just make sure the pressurization's okay. 3,000 feet, that's good. Volts, that's good. Let's fix this. So we must be getting close now. Oops. Yeah, so this uses a drop stack, which is very useful. So it just sits up there out of view until you just click on it. So you can get rid of it there and bring it back. So we're 10 miles out of Taylor Bend, so we're going to have a very nice turn in a minute up to Sofala, and just after that we're going to start our descent. And so let's
Hyper
see.
Echo Delta Foxtrot, Fjord 5, 9 miles
343.
southeast. Turn right heading 320, climb and maintain 8,000. Expect vectors ILS, runway 23, approach. Turn right heading 320, climb and maintain 8,000. Expect vectors ILS, runway 23, approach. Hyper Echo Delta Foxtrot.
Just check that location. So we're going to pass over this shortly, and it's going to spin around. We're just about there. Okay. We're just about there. Turn to heading. Just waiting for the VLR to swing. do any moment.
Altitude hold off.
There it goes. And we're going to go right. We're going to go nice. 3 return. Coordinated, of course. And rolling out 10 degrees before. Now we can get that frequency line heading. Now we can pull up NEV. Safala 257. 2507. 257. Yes. Caution up. You gotta flip the switch. There she is. Bang on the nose. Bang-o. Bang-o, people. There's the Murray River out there. And that's Taylor Bend. Just gone low. Like that. Just to give you an idea how flat Australia is, this river, which you can see winding away around here, is 2,000 miles long, and it drops 2 meters in that distance. It's flatland. Adelaide is just over that way, not too far away, just over here. So let's just check our distance to Adelaide. 24 miles. We're at 7,500 feet. We're going to go down to 3,500 feet. That's 4,000 feet. That's 8 minutes. And I'm going to calculate for a minute. 8 divided by 60 times our ground speed of 229. So that's 8 divided by 60 times ground speed 229 equals 30 miles out. Is when we should do our descent. Now I'm just going to mute myself for a moment while I go and get myself a cigarette. Sure, be right back. I might cut the video. I'm back. One of the other oh, excuse me. One of the other errors that I've seen people make is regarding the propeller control. This aircraft is a complex aircraft, high performance complex aircraft, so it has a constant speed propeller. All complex aircraft have a constant speed propeller, and the mistake some people have been making, and I've seen repeatedly in videos by not everybody, but some people, is that pushing the propeller forward will make you go faster. It's not true. The propeller controls the RPM. Oh, please don't crash. Please don't crash. Oh, thank God. I hate that when flight sim crashes. The propeller controls the RPM, and only the RPM. If you want speed, then you need to increase the engine power, specifically the torque. Now, what the propeller does is if you pull the propeller all the way back, it makes the pitch on the propeller more coarse. In other words, it takes a bigger bite of the air, so it's going to rotate slower because it's taking a bigger bite of the air. It's getting more drag from the air that it's pulling through, so it's going to rotate slower, and so the RPMs will drop. If you push it forward, it's going to have a much finer pitch, so it's going to be taking smaller slices from the air, and thus can spin a lot faster, and that's what the RPM is. It has nothing to do with speed. You can push it forward, your speed won't change. What controls your power is manifold pressure and torque. And manifold pressure, as Scott Gentile said in one of his videos, which was actually the 5th video on the B17. He gave a very good demonstration of explanation of the manifold pressure, which if you're sitting on the ground, then your manifold pressure will read atmospheric pressure on the ground. It will read 30 inches if that's what your atmospheric pressure is, even when the engine's stopped off, even when it's cold and dark. The reason that we are currently reading higher pressure is that we have the engine throttled. We're not using full power, and so there's a choke over the carburetor inlet, and that creates a suction underneath, and that creates higher pressure for the manifold pressure. So that's about that. And torque is all about, well, torque. Twisting power. Well, don't crash. Please don't crash. Thank you. So I want to correct that. We'll go over some other things. One of the other things that I've seen people make mistakes about, or not really make a mistake about, but not really understand why it happens. Okay, I think we will end this part here, and we'll pick it up in the next part. And there's probably going to be about 4 parts to this video. I'm not too sure yet, and so I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today, and maybe learned something, or so come back for the next parts, because there'll be a lot more to learn, particularly about flying in real life, and also a lot of information is going to come out of the Reality XP GPS, and maybe some other things. So I hope you enjoyed that. So I will see you in the next part. Bye bye.